In almost every gacha game that I played, there was always one character that was voiced by Yui Ishikawa, and I'm glad about it. I'm Hiro, and I'll review one of my anticipated characters since Fontaine release, Clorinde. Clorinde is a 5-star limited Electro Sword user, and our second character that has a band of life mechanics after Alikino that uses a gun for shooting and a rapier for lunging while hunting her enemies under the mice. I'll demonstrate her playstyle, and that is relying on her elemental skill and utilizing the band of life mechanics. Starting with her elemental skill activates her night video states that changes of how her normal attack and elemental skill works. Holding normal attack shoot continuously at enemies while gaining bond of life and triggers also align damage, while pressing the skill button makes her lunge at the direction she's facing while healing the bond of life in every lunge. While at it, her attacks will vary depending on the bond of life she possesses. If her bond of life is less than 100%, her pistol shot damage is increased, and its shot will pierce enemies until the bond of life reaches at 100% max HP. And the effects of the launch will also be based on her bond of life that she possesses. If she doesn't have a bond of life, there will be no changes on her launch. If her bond of life is below 100% of her max HP, heal the current bond of life percentage, and the area of effect and damage of her launch is increased. And if her bond of life is equal or greater than 100% of her max HP, triggers Impale the Night Pack that increases her healing multiplier, and the AoE and the damage of the launch further increases. Also, every heal she receives from the allies during the night vigil state will be converted into bond of life. In this case, Chevrus cannot directly heal her. Her elemental skill description is too long and too complicated. So in short, activate skill, shoot 3 times, then stab and repeat for the entire duration of the skill, and cast burst if available. Take note that the damage you deal during the night vigil state is considered as normal attack damage. And her elemental burst gains bond of life and deals damage to the enemies. And the energy cost of her skill is only 60, so you'll be spamming her burst most of the time. As for the talents, ignore the normal attack, raise the elemental skill first, and her elemental burst last. While her first ascension talent is increases her normal attack and elemental burst electro damage by 20% of her attack whenever the team triggers an electro-related reaction to the enemy, up to 3 stacks with a maximum of 1800 damage increase. And her second ascension talent is if her bond of life is equal or greater than 100% of her max HP, increases her crit rate by 10% for 15 seconds whenever her bond of life increases or decreases, up to 2 stacks, and each stacks counted independently. Additionally, the bond of life converted from healing outside her skill during the night vigil state is increased to 100%. And her exploration talent is it places the location of the Fontaine local specialty on the minimap, just like Line, perfect for farming for the Fontaine characters that you'll want to ascend. As for constellations, I'll try to make it simple as best as possible, starting with C1, triggers 2 coordinated attacks every time Clorinde deals electro damage during the night vigil states, dealing 30% of her attack as electro damage, with a cooldown of 1.2 seconds, and it's considered as normal attack damage. C2 enhances her first ascension talent, increasing it to 30% of her attack, up to 2700 damage, and increases her interruption resistance on 3 stacks. C3 increases the level of her elemental skill by 3. C4 increases her elemental burst by 2% for every 1% of her current bond of life, up to 200% damage. C5 increases the level of her elemental burst by 3, and C6 increases her crit rate by 10% and crit damage by 70% after casting her skill for 12 seconds. Additionally, while the night vigil state is active, a gleam bright shade will appear when either she was about to get hit by an attack or she used Impale the Night Pack, executing an attack that deals 200% of her attack as electro damage, gains Gleam Bright Shades every seconds, up to 6 stacks, and lasts for the entire skill duration, and is considered as normal attack damage. In addition, while the night vigil state is active, the damage she received is decreased by 80%, and her interruption resistance is also increased. As for the artifacts, attack percent for Sands, electro damage bonus for Goblet, and crit rate or crit damage for Circlet. As for the set, her main set is Fragment of Harmonic Whimsy that increases the wielder's damage whenever the bond of life increases or decreases. But there's an alternative if you don't have a decent stat yet. The good old Thundering Fury for electro damage bonus and increased electro-based reaction damage, even though the cooldown reductions of the set won't trigger during the night vigil state. You can use Gladiator's Finale for starters. Shiminauha's if you have an energy battery on the team, or you rarely cast your burst. Echoes of the Offering depending on your ping and RNG, or Gilded Dreams for electro reaction focused teams. As for the weapons, the Absolution is her signature weapon, with crit damage as substats, and it increases the wielder's damage whenever the bond of life increases. And the alternative 5-star swords for her are Mistpliter Reforged, Harangepaku Futsu, and the Light of Foliar Incision. You can use other weapons with crit stats like Uraku Misugiri and Primordial Jade Cutter as a stat stick. And her best 4-star sword so far is the Finale of the Deep that works perfectly with her Bond of Life mechanic, and the Black Sword that increases the normal attack and charge attack damage. If you still don't have the aforementioned swords, you can use other swords with an attack substats like a Lion's Roar. And as for the teams, you can try to blast your enemies to smithereens with Overload team with Chevrus, rely on Dendro applications with Aggregate team, or to make Dendro cores flying towards enemies with Quick Bloom team. After all, Clorinde is my 4th limited Electro character in my arsenal. She's pretty strong with her elemental skill active, and she can be self-sustaining as well. Also, I had fun playing with her playstyle, capable of hitting enemies from afar with her gun, and closing the distance toward the enemies with her lunges. And it still depends on you whether you want to get her or skip her. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and have a great day.